So the testing regime for fire doors has been built up over years of knowledge and development. And what we have got is we've got testing standards. This provides a defined method of how this test is done. So I can go to one laboratory and then I can go to laboratory number 2 and I can get exactly the same test performed on my doors. So essentially what you'll see when you perform a fire door test is that your door will be fixed into the rig. It will be installed in exactly the same way that it would be installed in an aperture within a building. Now, the gas will take the furnace up to temperatures between about 900 and 1,000 degrees. And for the extent of the test, and that might be 30 minutes if it's a 30-minute door, 60 minutes if it's a 60-minute door, the fire door will be exposed on one face. So what we're really looking at, we're looking at fire and heat breaking through. The smoke test is actually slightly different, and remember that the other thing with fire doors to consider is that they don't just have a single role, which is to hold back fire. They have a role to provide smoke leakage performance. They often have a role to provide security and thermal performance as well. So actually there are a whole range of tests that I would do on my fire door before I would put it on the market. So if you go to a notified body who is a test laboratory, so these are the people that actually have the furnaces that carry out the tests. After you've done your test, what you expect to get is a report. And this report is many, many pages long, and it will document every element, every variation of the test, and it's even documenting kind of the calibration of the machinery that is used to measure the test as well. But essentially, and one of the most important parts of this test report is that it will list the entire specification of the sample that you have tested. Now, these test reports, they give me the base evidence. This is the primary test evidence. So this is showing me like my snapshot of a test. It worked with this specification at this time. It's building that base of test evidence, that primary test evidence, that I then take and I put that to my certification. So what I'm doing is I'm essentially building sort of a library of information to prove that my product works. And then I can take that evidence and write that into a scope of certification. That's essentially kind of the specification of the product that I'm going to put on the market that is covered by that certification, and it is proved by that test evidence. So you can see that the test evidence is really stage 1 of the process, but it's about collecting that primary independent evidence.